Are you ready for these beautiful Christmas in July cards? I'm so excited. Hello, I'm Sandy, and this is my Christmas in July 10 card workshop for 2024. So here's the cards. You just slide some of these over so I can show you now. Here's what comes in the kit. So if you get the kit, you get this sheet of paper that tells you the papers that I used to create. You've got 10 envelope or 10 card bases. Go ahead and fold all those in half. You've got 10 envelopes, and inside each one are the things that you need to create that. I used the Season of Green and Gold Designer Series paper, the Graceful Greenery Vellum, gold foil sheets. I used Stampin' Up! Dies, the Gold Greenery. All right. So the Golden Greenery dies I used. This is the Golden Greenery stamps that coordinate with Golden Greenery dies. They are all a must-have. I think they're stunning. The stamp set itself is absolutely beautiful. I love that the bells are included, but these greeneries you can use on a lot of different things. So absolutely love that. And then I also used the greetings of the season. This was part of this, well, actually, both of these were part of the bundle. If you get the silver of green and gold or golden greenery or whatever they call it, that includes all these papers and stamps, you can get it as a big bundle. Or you can pick and choose. I also used the perennial postage, which is all the postage stamps. Obviously, I used those dies, and the Spotlight on Nature dies. Although maybe I didn't. Oh yes, I used a couple in a couple of spots. And then the stamps, if you're going to do yours exactly like mine, these are the two stamp sets that you're going to need. Inside your kit, you've also got this little envelope that's got all of your different pieces. So you've got these dies that you then are going to stamp. Now, I did something really fun for you. Makes life easy. So here is your cheat sheet. I even tell you right on this cheat sheet that the two bells, I did Honey Bunner as the base, and then Sundance is the overlay. This one's Desert Rose and Scarlet. These two are both peach and scarlet. So this is one of each of those two different shapes. Then the bigger, more open one, that's Desert Rose and Scarlet. Sweetleaf in New England, Ivy for the narrow one. So obviously I used Close to My Heart inks because that's what I have. But you certainly could pick from your stash and use whatever inks you've got. Fern and New England Ivy, Fern and Evergreen. And then I show you here what I stamped using the Greetings of the Season stamp, what I used to stamp inside each of those, and I ran out of space. So here's what I did with, this is the postage one, and then this is the not postage one for the two big ones. So you could do it exactly the way I did, or what I'm going to show you in this video is how you can also turn these into not Christmas. And not all of them are Christmas, but some of them are. But let's go through and let's assemble some of these cards, shall we? In your little goodie bag, you've got a couple more gems here. You've got some bling. You just might want to make piles. You've got white pieces that you're going to cut or stamp, more white pieces that you're going to stamp, a stack of red, and then some gold and green that I've already cut out for you that you don't need to do anything to. Just set those ones aside for now. And then if you want to stamp yours ahead of time, according to that sheet, I would recommend here, I'll bring it back out so you can see it. I would maybe screenshot this so that you can get all those things stamped, zoom right in. So it's that one. And then there's the back side. If you wanted to get all of those stamped first and kind of set your bling aside, set the red aside, set those greens aside, and we'll start working through the top envelope down. For card number 1, just open up your envelope, dump all the pieces out. We're going to start with this piece right here that has those florals on it. And what I did was I colored that piece by using sponges and inks and just rubbing the color over top. So let me do the darker one so you can see. That one's a little easier. So what's going to happen is as I cascade this color up and they overlap in the middle, it's going to give me that nice ombre look, right? And you can use any color you want that makes you happy. And the more times you go over it, the darker it'll get. So just decide how dark you want it to be. I want it to be really, really dark on the bottom. So I'm going to give a nice rub on the bottom to make it very dark, and then it'll just cascade up lighter and lighter as we go. And then just the peach at the top. Gorgeous, right? So assembly on that card. Let me get this out of the way. So that's how those are going to go on the card front. Then if you want to do, some kind of little sketchy journal line around the edge, you can. And I like to do double lines because then you don't have to be perfect about it. They can be wonky because, oh yeah, I meant to do that. Totally meant to do that. It's supposed to look wavy. And I don't have to be perfect. It's very freeing, these little wonky lines. Okay, so we've got that. Then we've got this piece, and you pick which side you want to go upright. I'm using the diamond gold side. That's going to go down in the bottom. So here I use lots of love, thankful for you. And then this one's, it's the most wonderful time of year. So I'm using the exact same layout, same cards, just using a different sentiment. And look how fun it changes it up. So I'm putting the gold tab there and then the green tab offsetting that just a little bit so you can see both layers. Then down here we've got our green fern, our gold fern, and then I just took some of the Sweetleaf ink and just did a little light dusting in the middle. Then from your gem stack, you're going to do 2 of the white gems right there. Where did I put mine? Well, here, I'll grab it from the originals. So this is the Pecan Pine and Clear ribbon adhesive backed dots. It's a lot of words, but they're very, very beautiful. And then these ones are Cherry Cobbler and Pearl adhesive backed. And those are fun. They look like holly and berries. But these ones, I need to get more of these for sure. I used the 2 biggest ones and they've got lines in them. So you'll want to make sure whether they go up and down or left and right, that both of these are going to go in the same direction. But that will finish off this project. There are this card, and we'll move on to our next one. Fast and easy, right? Don't you love the way the cascade looks? Here are the pieces for card number 2. So real easy to start. And then we've got the gold postage that's going to go there. Now with this one, and I kept it Love and Joy because I felt like that could be Christmas, but it also could be wedding, right? With those pretty bells. So what I did with this one is I did that double line around the edge. And then on the outside of it, I took the red marker and just colored around the edge so that it looked like more of a postage stamp with an edge around it. So that's how I got that red around the edge of that. And then just a triple clear there and a single clear down there, and that card's done. So there's a lot of vellum in this next card. This third card has a lot of vellum pieces in it. And when you're taping it, I tended to stick near either where you know the red mounted piece is going to go or underneath the floral pieces so that you can't see your adhesive through it. And I recommend a clear adhesive versus a white adhesive that is going to show through. So I've just spaced out the vellum pieces and put the gold one toward the bottom. Next, I'm going to add my little floral piece down here. And this is from that stack of red pieces that was in the little baggie. That I'm going to put up here. And what I did on here is I used the Sweetleaf ink and sponged around the edge. So I'm gonna bring that up close so you can see. That's just got a light green sponging around it. And then on the word Christmas, I did it again, that journaling pen technique. Now this one is going to be happy birthday to you, but using the exact same pieces that I used there. And this time I'm not going to use the sponge on it, just to save myself some time. You guys have seen me sponge. And I do feel like this birthday really needs that extra little bit of frame on it too. So I'm just going to take my journaling pen. And you could do dashes or dots or dot dashes or whatever makes you happy, but I tend to stick with the double line. And then this one's got 3 gems down at the bottom. It's the same ones that we used on that first card. I've got the big one of the little ones. Ooh, and another big one. I don't have that many left on this sheet, so I'm going to just go with that right there, and we'll move on to our next card. I love this vellum. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so that vellum's going to get taped there, and if you keep your tape kind of toward the center, it gets covered up by the big flourish. So that goes there, and then this piece is going to kind of go here at whatever angle you want. You just want to make sure that your points, all 4 of the points, are off that page. Okay, like that. Tape that down and then trim that off. So I put that flourish down and I'm going to cover up part of that stem with my, this time I'm going to do love you instead of happy for you. And then I'm going to put my 2 red gems right in here. And then to finish this card off, I used a white gel pen and just did dots around the edge. So there's the pieces that come in this one, obviously the foil. If you put tape underneath where these pieces are going to go for the foil, that would work the best. Then you're going to use one of these extras from your red pile. That's going to go there. So get that tape down. So your green, then your vellum, your 3 strips. That red piece again comes from your pile of red pieces. We've got 1 flourish, the other flourish, then whatever your sentiment is going to be. I'm doing happy or celebrate wonderful birthday. And I'm going to do just a little bit of that green right in the middle. Then this one, I did 3 of those gems and 1 of those. And that card's done. So in this envelope, you'll find 3 pieces of paper. This is actually an old close to my heart paper that happens to have gold foil embellishment on it. And you've got these 2 pieces that fit pretty close. If you've got a little bit of white space, or maybe you want to show the white space and have it move up or down, you certainly could, but go ahead and tape those on there. And I've got my 2 flourishes there. You're gonna, if you want to do a border around whatever sentiment you picked, go for it. And then I'm gonna take one of my little, from my red pile. Let me put a little extra tape up there. I'm just gonna tuck that right behind my sentiment. Right there. And then that sentiment is going to overlap like the top of those flourishes. Get that on there straight. And then from your gems, you're gonna just do two of those little fun stripey guys. Right up in there. And then I also did two of them right down in here. And then if you want, go ahead and add just a little bit of that green in the middle too. And I used that tiny little berry stamp to finish that one off, which I didn't have done on the prep work page. So this one starts pretty easy. It's just put those two pieces down, get your gold postage stamp in there. Then what I did with this one, I stamped this one with best wishes, congratulations to you, wishing you well, instead of the holiday one that I did over there. And then that's going to go right in the middle of the postage frame there. And then if you want to, I did dot dashes on here, or you can just do that same framing look that we did before. Then up in the corner, we've got two different flowers. I'm going to take this one here, and I want to make sure I leave some of it kind of hanging off the top here, because we're going to cut that piece off and put it over here. So we've got that one, and then we've also got this one. That's going to overlap this. And then use your scissors and cut off that piece. So now this little piece that we cut off that edge there, flat side goes against the edge over here. Right like that. And now we've got our fun little cluster in that corner. Then down here, I put another one of these little, from your red pile, one of these guys, and this is going to get slid underneath there. And I put four of the large gems down there and just filled in with a couple of those berries from that stamp set. Here's where those cute little berries come from, the Golden Greenery. So there's the four pieces in that envelope. You'll need that red frame. And if you want, you can do some journal lines on it. When you're doing the white gel pen, though, you'll want to make sure you give it a little bit of time to dry before you go touching. So just let that sit. And in the meantime, we've got this one. And I'm doing happy anniversary. Don't the bells look nice with happy anniversary? I think that's going to be lovely. So on this one, I'm going to do black journal lines. These are crazy journal lines. Woo, they're all over the place. And then I'm going to go around the edge and grab some scrap paper. I'm just going to take some of that Sweetleaf ink and bring it up around the edges of that on all four sides. So we've got our red frame that's going to go up in the corner. Then our sentiment is going to get framed on that evergreen piece. If you want, you can use foam tape and pop that up. Then I'm going to put my sentiment right there, and I'm leaving space so you can put your 1, 2, 3 gems right along the edge there if you'd like. And then I also used my journal pen and did just a couple of dots in this corner and this corner, just to finish that off. 2 to go. There's 2 pieces in here. You're going to attach your vellum. You're going to want to attach your vellum underneath here and probably just a little bit of adhesive underneath where the ferns are going to fall. So we've got our fern piece down, then the gold foil. I'm going to put one of those red pieces from your red pile right there. Then we've got our sentiment, a green circle. Oh, where'd my green circle go? It's in there somewhere. I'll find it later. All right, so I've got my fern. And then you're going to use that little circle to kind of cover up the end of that fern there. If you want, you can do that red edging around there. All right, so we've got that. If you want to go around the edge with a marker, you can. Add that little bit of that green circle, your little gems, and that one's done. And our final card is, we've got our vellum piece that again is going to go in the center of our card. And I can't find where I put that, so I'm using a slightly different one, but you get the idea, right? And then we've got our frame here. And the frame I've got framed right in that green section. Then to finish this off, I did a journal, journaling lines around the edge, 2 clear gems right up here, and then a triple gem right there. That's it for this workshop, my friends. I hope that you enjoyed it and you love the gold and golden green papers and stamps and everything that comes with it. It really is a stunning collection. Be sure to check it out. It's only available through the end of August or while supplies last. Thanks for watching. I'd love if you'd place a comment. Thanks, friends.